All right. Well, hi, everybody. It's Tara Larsen here. I just want to come on and talk to you tonight about a bit about making some soups. This is called my super soup class, and I'm going to give you all kinds of hacks. I'm going to give you some little hints for Easter coming up too, and some vegetables that I'm making for a little barbecue I'm going to tonight. So I'm going to start off with that. But again, I always like to start off by, introducing myself and my story. So as I mentioned, I'm Tara Larsen. I'm a global director with Epicure. I have been with Epicure now for 24 years. And all I can say is it was the best gift that ever happened in my life, because when Epicure found me, I always say that I did not find Epicure, it definitely found me. I was certainly not looking for a business. I was looking for my lemon dilly, that was it. And I can't imagine now, I was thinking about it the other night, if I had said no to this opportunity, how different my life would be, just how vastly different. And, I've been able to have such a filling career and still do with my Epicure business. And, I can't say enough about all the full paid vacations that I've gone on with Epicure. I mean, not lately, but, previously, like
someday.
not the last year, but however, with lots of good ones to come as well. So I ask all of you that watch this video to think of who do you know. I mean, there's still plenty of opportunity left in Canada. We barely touched the surface there. However, in the US, we are brand spanking new. So anyone that gets on board with a business is going to have the opportunity to build it pretty big. So that's really exciting. So I just ask people, to think of who you know that you could pass my information along to if it's not something you'd be interested in. And I give referral rewards. So, and if somebody else invited you to watch this cooking class, they probably give referral rewards too. So be sure to ask who invited you here. So now I'm going to get into some kitchen hacks. I love doing these classes. This is an online virtual class. We also have order collections. Sometimes people just say, you know what, give me an order link. I'll just throw it out to my girlfriends or friends. I mean, men use this as well. And let's see what happens. And I've had lots of people, collect, $200, $300, $400, $500 in orders from friends, or like, who knew? So really easy way to get your Epicure free. And also, it's lots of fun to introduce it to people, especially if they don't already know about Epicure. And of course, in some areas, we're getting back to live classes. That's really exciting. So on average, a hostess gets $100 or more in free products and discount for an average class. So that answers for you. Well, what's in it for me? Lots. We spoil our hostesses. So I want to start off by giving you a couple little hacks for Easter dinner. So one thing my mom taught me way back when, and this really doesn't have anything to do with Epicure. However, I want to give this hack because it's one of my favorite little secret things. So I know we're coming up, a lot of us will be cooking turkeys this weekend, or, maybe you'll be doing a prime rib roast or something else like that. However, homemade gravy. So Epicure has gravy mixes. We have our savory herb and our poultry. They are delicious, and they're almost here. I just gotta grab it out of the cupboard. I've got it right here. Poultry gravy and the savory herb gravy. This is really good. I noticed down here they put this on biscuits. This is really good for biscuits. I got it right on there so that my fiance knows which one to make. And then we have our poultry gravy. These are really super simple to make. You can make it with the pan drippings or without, but you can just make it when you're just making, a chicken breast or that kind of thing, and you want some gravy, or, if you're making something you want to put savory gravy on. However, I always get asked how it is that even my poultry gravy has such a nice, dark, rich color. So I'm going to show you all my secret. Soy sauce. So we all know that you have to add salt to your gravy. So instead of adding salt, don't add any additional salt, or maybe you could add a little Epicure sea salt. But the trick is to salt your gravy with soy sauce. And a lot of people are thinking, well, I don't want it to taste like soy sauce. Better believe it, it does not taste anything like soy sauce, but it'll make it so nice and dark and brown. And the other thing you can do on your turkey is, put your seasonings and stuff like that on it. If you're lucky enough to get some turkey seasoning in the fall from Epicure, that is a great thing to use. But take some soy sauce and rub it on the outside skin. You'll have the darkest, meanest looking turkey ever. And it's just a little trick. And you can use a low sodium soy sauce as well if you are watching your sodium, and that way you can still add the color. So I know a lot of people use like browning liquid and all these different things. It's like, there's your simple, inexpensive hack on that. Another thing I'm going to be doing, and I'm taking this tonight to this barbecue, is I am making cauliflower mashed potatoes. I have been given a challenge by a fella who's a friend of my fiance's. I told him I could make mashed potatoes out of cauliflower, and he says, oh, it will never be anything I probably want to eat. So I'm making that tonight, and I'm putting a little bit of our roasted garlic aioli in it. I put in a little bit of cream. I use creamy cashew milk as well instead of dairy. I don't do dairy. And he won't even know. I'm not going to tell him, because if I start telling him it's cauliflower and it's creamy cashew milk, he'll probably really not want to go there. But when he tastes it, he's going to be like, I can't even believe this. So all you do is cut your cauliflower up, put it in your Epicure steamer. You can use any one of the steamers. I want to cook that for about 5 minutes. I just poke it with a fork when it's really, really like cooked more than you'd want to eat it as a side vegetable. Then all I'm going to do is take, like I say, you can add cream and butter just like you're making regular mashed potatoes. Some spices. Our herb and garlic goes really nice in these. And then plug in one of these as a savior in your kitchen. And all I do is vroom, vroom, vroom. And next thing you know it, I have got creamy mashed faux potatoes. I can't wait to show them how good they are. And I'm also going to be making, so I'm really trying to get everybody on these vegetables. So I've got asparagus that I have done with our Greek dressing and a little bit of olive oil and some balsamic. We're going to throw those on the grill, but this is a convenient little container to take them in, don't you think? And last but not least, I'm doing some green beans in here with our SPG, Epicure SPG. And I'm going to toss them with that, throw a few bacon bits on top, and they're my bacon bit SPG green beans. So super simple, gets everyone eating their veggies. So those are just some things. And of course, all of those can be made as sides for this coming Easter dinner. So getting back to the soups. So I make soups all the time, and I make them from scratch. They're super, super simple. They're low sodium. I know what's in my soup. Some of the things that are in the canned one, I've just got one right here. I'm not going to show you the brand, but maybe you can guess. Well, it's any one of them. But it contains all kinds of things I can't even pronounce. I'm not sure like what some of this stuff is for. Soy protein isolate. I don't know, that doesn't sound like it should be in soup. Do you think it should be in soup? I don't know. But anyways, why I pulled out these soups, so I wanted to show you how much sodium. So apparently there's 2.5 servings in one of these little cans. Okay. And so that means you get a serving size of a half a cup and this one's got 870 milligrams of sodium. That's a cream of chicken. And then we have a cream of mushroom. Same thing, 870 milligrams in a half of a cup. That's crazy. And then this one's a minestrone, 650 milligrams in a half of a cup. I mean, that's nuts. The only reason we have these is we had someone staying with them and they bought them, but they're going to go into, you know, a food bank bin or something like that anytime soon here. And also this, so I'm like, oh my gosh. When I was young, I have to admit, I lived on these, we call them Ichiban noodles or ramen noodles. But get this, per serving, and they're saying that this is 2 servings, 980 milligrams in the whole bag, which, let's face it, most of us eat. I mean, this is one lunch size. 1970 milligrams of sodium. Are you kidding me? Like, holy cow, that's more than your day. You're only supposed to have 1,500 milligrams a day. But anyways, the good news is you can take these ramen noodles and throw out that soup packet. Just use a little bit of Epicure Nourish broth, or our miso soup mix is really good with this one. Or we have a vegetable as well that is great. So those are some really good options to have the noodle soup. And then I love to add vegetables. So what I do is I take a steamer, I cut up a bunch of vegetables, I might throw in some shrimp or some leftover chicken, and then I cook those in the microwave. I add some boiling water with one of our broths, and my noodles, you just let it sit for a few minutes and you've got instant pho type soup. Another thing I'm going to post into the class are these soups in a jar. So these are super fun. So you take a mason jar, and I'm not going to read them all to you, but kind of the idea is starting at the bottom. So you put your vegetables on the bottom. So let's just do the chicken zoodle. So you do spinach or kale, half a cup of chopped vegetables, whatever you like, a cup of zucchini noodles that you can make with a noodler or a, there's all kinds of different things to make your zucchini noodles. Some vermicelli noodles, you can buy those. Like you can buy these ramen noodles bulk as well, and they're just plain. A cup of cooked chicken, 1 teaspoon of 3 onion, which is our dip mix, but I mean, I use it wherever I'm using onion. And then a tablespoon of our broth. Put the lid on it and then take it to work, or, you know, wherever it is you're going. And then when it comes lunchtime, you just fill it full of boiling water. Let it set for about 3 minutes, and those noodles will rehydrate, and everything in there, the boiling water is enough. If you're going to use hard chopped vegetables like carrot or something like that, you may want to cook them a bit in the steamer. But I mean, the spinach and the kale, it'll be enough to wilt it. So I'm going to post all of these. There's an Asian one, an Italian, and a Mexican soup in a jar. Those are fun, but that's not what we're making tonight, because I'm going to show you how I make cream soups that are so super healthy for you. Not only are they low sodium, like these ones are not. This is cream of asparagus, and I make it and I put it in the little prep bowls, and then of course freeze it. This is just under a cup serving, so it's perfect to have with a sandwich. And as soon as they're frozen, then I just pull them back out and pop them out of these containers and put it into a Ziploc bag, so I'm not having to keep my prep bowls frozen, and they stack way better that way. However, you can make all kinds of different soups this way. So you can make the cream of asparagus, you can make oh my goodness, I do all kinds of things. I'm going to just show you what I actually do. So if I have asparagus or broccoli, I often make cream of broccoli, cauliflower, spinach, and before it's on its last legs, you know, like where it's like, okay, I'm not going to use it in the next couple of days, but I know it's not going to last past that. I put it in a Ziploc bag, I throw it in the freezer. My fiance kills himself laughing. He says, you freeze everything. And I'm like, well, it's just a great way to have these things on hand, and they make great soups. So with this cream of asparagus soup, I just had a bunch of asparagus I wasn't going to get through, and I froze it, and I made cream of asparagus soup. Tastes like fresh. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to do this. So this is what we're going to get started on. And what I'm using is our Epicure round steamer. I like this for liquids because it's very sturdy, although you can use the square steamer that I just showed you. That'll work too. What you might want to do is set it on a dinner plate, and then you can hold onto the dinner plate instead of the steamer. That really helps with stabilizing it. So all I did, what I'm going to do.
I caught you, love.
Hello? Oh, I'm sorry. There's somebody on that's talking.
Oh, was that me?
Yeah, if you guys can all mute yourself, that'd be great.
I
Okay.
sort of was.
Some questions at the end. So round steamer, and here's the super simple recipe. So you want to use cauliflower as a base unless you're going to thicken with flour or cornstarch. This is a way easier way just to do it. So I've got 2 cups of cauliflower in here, and I just measured that in my 4-cup pet bowl, and I just cut them in uniform sizes because I want them to cook. And I'm going to throw those in the microwave right now. Cook them for about 3 minutes. This is how fast this is going to go. And then I'm going to get my broccoli ready. So I've got my broccoli in the collapsible strainer. Just put it in there. I rinsed it. And what I love about this collapsible strainer is when you're not using it, it goes flat. Perfect for RVs or small spaces, small kitchens. It's a great berry bowl. Oftentimes, I'll go berry picking and that kind of thing, and I can squash it flat in my backpack or whatever, and then literally pop it out. And then I just bring an elastic band, and I can wire it shut, or I can just carry it home just like that and eat them along the way. That's a good thing to do as well. So I'm just going to chop up our broccoli. I'm just going to grab my Epicure ceramic knife here, and I'll put this down so you can kind of see what my hands are doing. Get those nasty suits out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to cut these just into floret size pieces. And again, just uniform pieces so they cook they cook the same way. And the thing is, if you're using frozen vegetables, you barely have to cook them. They've already been softened by freezing them. So you really cut your time in half. So there's about another 2 cups of broccoli, but don't waste this stem. You know how many people waste these stems? And here's what you do is you just take, this is the Epicure Y peeler. Love it. It's so sharp. And you just take and cut off the woody ends. Just peel them off like so. And down this way. You just don't want to have that really thick peel on it. Hey, there you go. And throw those into garbage disposal. And then I usually just cut in. That end's still a little bit woody, but there we go. So now this is all lovely and so many nutrients in the stock. You don't want to waste that. Just dice it up. It's good to put this stuff in salads too, super crunchy. And like I say, if you peel off the hard skin on the outside, it's quite delicious. Okay, so we're gonna throw that in our soup though. And so I've got that ready to go. So when our cauliflower comes out in 11 seconds, we're going to throw this in there and do it for approximately another 2 minutes. And then I'll show you what else we're going to get prepared. Here we go. Okay. There's our broccoli. throw that into our steamer. And that's just because that broccoli and cauliflower don't take the same amount of times to cook. And if you're eating vegetables, you don't want to cook them to death. So you want to keep as many nutrients in there as possible. So I'm going to throw it on for another 2.5 minutes. Close enough. And then what I'm going to get ready is I'm just going to throw on some boiling water. So I'm just getting that ready. I've got my milk ready. And then the other thing, I'm going to add another little sneaky secret, Epicure Super Greens. Any soup that you put a green vegetable in, you can add a scoop of this Super Greens. No one's going to be the wiser. It actually adds quite a nice flavor. And I have it in this asparagus soup. You see the beautiful color of that, but you cannot taste it. And it adds a whole entire serving of our greens. So you can also add these to salad dressings. So any vinaigrettes, I put a scoop of this into my vinaigrette. Why not sneak your vegetables in wherever you can? Now, I'm just gonna grab, what am I looking for? Oh, I've got my scoops here. And another thing I use often in soups is coconut milk. But you know what? You only need a small amount, and I add it with water because I don't want to have just full coconut milk. So I use our little Epicure ice mold here, and this is a 1/2 cup serving. So I take a tin, divide it up in here, and then I have them in a Ziploc bag in the freezer. Yes, of course. And then I can just pop it out and add it into one of those fall bowls that I've made, or into a Thai type soup that I've made as well. And a lot of people don't realize that if you don't have bean sprouts, like in a pho type bowl, you can use shredded lettuce, and it has a bean sprout type of crunch and flavor to it. I've got all my veggies put away. I got these last month. They were one of the hostess things, offerings for Epicure, and I love it. Keeps my veggies fresh, and I keep them all divided in there. And I'm just gonna put that off to the side. I've got my cheese ready because I'm making a cream of broccoli, and cream of broccoli is awesome with cheddar. It's really, really good that way. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get some hot water ready because we're pretty much ready to do our soup. So I'm going to put this down this way so you can see what I'm doing. Just got to get that out of the picture. Okay, so we have our vegetables. Look at the beautiful color of those vegetables. And I'm just going to test them out to see how, oh yeah, they're perfect. You don't want them mashed. I'm going to use the immersion blender to dice them all up. If you like chunks in your soup, like you'd like to have bits of vegetable, pull out, like maybe a cup of the mixed, or I would just use the broccoli really, because I want that cauliflower as my base. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add some of the Epicure Nourish broth. I've got about a cup of hot water here. So I'm going to add about a tablespoon. I know I should measure. We do have a measuring stick that does that. It's right here. And I really should use it. There we go. Anyways, that's about a tablespoon. I'm going to get a little bit of Epicure salt, or sea salt, in our grinders. It's much better for us than the store-bought ground kind. And I'm going to put in turns there because, of course, in our soup, and if we're doing a comparison here, let me see, the amount that makes an entire cup, we have, I better put my glasses on here, the writing's small. we have 85 milligrams of sodium. That's it. Oh my gosh, nothing. So I've got that in there. I've got some turmeric, black pepper. You could just use regular black pepper. You know, I love pepper. I even put more on after as well. I'm gonna add in the scoop of greens. And you can just imagine, I mean, I'm whipping this up at lunch. I think so we were 5 minutes cooking, 5.5. And then I've added in our greens and just letting all that rehydrate. The other thing I might add is, that I really like to add is some sweet onion. So I'll just sprinkle that over the hot veggies here, about a tablespoon that was. And then you can add some garlic in too. And I know I have my roasted garlic out here. So this one, the roasted garlic aioli, why not? Little garlic does you good. Add some more flavor. So I've got all of that. I'm gonna pour that over the vegetables. And I'm gonna add a little bit of the creamy cashew milk. You can add cream, whatever you would use. I prefer not to use cream, but cream certainly riches it up a bit, you know, if you put like maybe a 1/4 cup in or something. Anyhow, I might put a little bit more. Usually I see how it comes up when I'm using the immersion blender on it. So shut that covered. I'm gonna plug in my blender. Okay, let's hope it fits. It just reaches. Okay, and I've just got this, and then I just put it in there and make sure you immerse it. Okay, so I'm not going to completely finish this because I can do that after you're off the class, but you get the idea. I'm just blended it together so that that it's all broken down. You can also do that in a magic bullet, but you have to be careful in closed containers with hot liquid in it. It can go a little wrong. So you have to like give it a quick buzz on the magic bullet and then open it and release that pressure. So this is a much better way to do it. When I went to the Top Chef competition here, they used immersion blenders and a whole bunch of stuff. So it's a really good tool to have in your kitchen. Not something the Epicure sells, but definitely something I cannot live without. And pretty much there we are. Let me have a little taste of this. I'm gonna immerse it a little bit more, but oh my gosh. It's delicious. It tastes like real broccoli. Imagine that. So when I go to serve it, I'm just going to take some cheese, portion it out into bowls after I blend it up a little bit more, portion it into bowls, put some cheddar cheese over top. You could put some garlic croutons in if you like that kind of thing, or just have a nice little sandwich with it. And there you go. So does anyone have any questions on making these incredibly easy soups? Somebody's talking, but they're muted. Okay, well, if you have any questions, you can always ask. I will post this into the group with all those recipes I talked about. And, you know, just remember, if you have leftover vegetables, it's just so easy to make them into a soup. And it's a quick, easy way to get your vegetables. I always add cauliflower in because it gives the creaminess when you're not doing, you know, flour, butter, that kind of thing. So half cauliflower, half asparagus, half broccoli. You could do carrot. You could pretty much, you know, the sky's the limit on any of the soups that you could make. And of course, you just saw it in minutes in our Epicure round steamer. So thanks everyone for coming on tonight. I'm taking bookings right now for April for those people that want to gather their friends together. Of course, I have this every Monday night, not next Monday. Next Monday's Easter. So there will not be a class next Monday. And but we will carry on after that. And I wish you all a happy Easter and a good night.